How goes it, everyone? I'm Crumble. We're back. I mean, we've been back. We've been streaming a lot. Recording is kind of taking a little bit of back burner just because trying to find the time while handling stuff at home sometimes for recording and editing can take a little bit. But we're back. We do have a new Forever World for Minecraft. The last Forever World that you guys had seen, I had upgraded Windows, my whole computer crashed, I lost everything, and here we are, we're back again with the second one. Now, this does say 5/9 of this year. This because I did start in the beginning of this month. By the time this video comes out, it'll almost be a month since this has been out. That being said, I have been hanging out over on Twitch in this world. We're going to go through some things, but one of the things I really want to do is for you guys who are over here on YouTube who continuously support me. So we're going to hop in and we're going to go take care of what I want to take care of real fast. All right, so we are here in front of one of the train still, I guess this is, well, no, I've built other things. This is a train station. We will go over everything I've done. We're also going to do some stuff with you guys as well. The first things first, though, that I would like to do is go find where all of my, and yes, I need to organize. This is part of, hey, we're going to discuss this and kind of what's going on. I need to grab, let me see here real fast. I need to figure out what I was just doing then. 513 is what we have for subscribers. So far I have the 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, +1. All right, so this, we're gonna go plant some bamboo. I thought I was gonna need a shulker box, but I don't need a, well, no, we probably will need a shulker box because the area that I want to do for this is gonna probably require a few shulker boxes. Like 4. Do I have, ooh, I think my project bed is back at our other project area that we're working on. I think it's up here, so let's go grab that while we just kind of chat. So this area I am working, oh yeah, see more of the rail station. I am working on a few things at a time, but we actually have a huge project going on right now that I'll save for the end because it is going to be kind of a contest going on right now. But we need to grab our bed. We have been transforming this area that we've been swimming to right now. It was all sand. A good chunk of it is still sand, as you guys can see. I just went on a huge, hey, let's refill all of these with dirt. So we have done that. Do I need anything from here? I shouldn't need anything else. I think we'll take those at least. We will take those at least. But yeah, so all this was sand. We've been transferring it all into dirt. It's actually that like coarse dirt that we've been changing over. We're not going to talk about that. It's actually going to change all into a huge grassy farmland area. But where I want to get to right now is actually all the way up here. So yeah, quite a bit of a run. So I'm going to do that real fast and I will see you there. All right. So now that we're here, what I want to do is I want to clear out this whole island here of all the trees and everything. It will give us a ton of wood, which is great, but I want to make this just the area where we plant bamboo for everybody who's here. So we are gonna get to work on this and then I will come back. I do want to put a structure in the middle. I don't know what type of structure that will be just yet, but we'll make a, you know, a big clearing for it. So at some point I do want to put a structure in the middle, but like I said, I'm going to go through, I'm going to clear a bunch of this. I'll probably leave it kind of the levels that we're at and then just deal with the levels. But yeah, we will be right back. I had at some point turned on my speaker because I was showing my partner something. Um, okay. Anyway, that being said, so I got all the trees cleared, which I know probably wasn't necessary. However, I like to start off with a clean slate. Now, all the brown, however, will eventually leave. I need to go grab water buckets, but we're pretty far. I should have brought water buckets. We will bring some at some point. This, yes, it's a square. I recognize it's a square. However, the shape that it's in right now, this diamond, okay, guys, this diamond is what we are going to be putting my monument in. Whatever I decide what that's going to be, we'll be putting it there. So for the rest of it though, I am going to be placing out our bamboo here. And yes, we do just have the, you know, the one single bamboo because that's what we're mounting to. So I am just gonna go through. I'll probably just randomly place it or place it in, you know, strips and you know, yeah, I don't know, I'm awkward, I'm sorry, welcome to my channel, I'm awkward. But yeah, so again, all this bamboo is being placed for each time we get a new subscriber. So I'll just remember that, hey, we placed this many bamboo, or I'll make a note of it, how much we placed in this. And then after that, each time we get a new subscriber, we'll come back and we'll plant some more. So we're going to plant this real fast, and then we'll go talk about the rest of everything that we're doing. Alrighty, guys. So that's all 513 that we did. This is gonna be crazy to see it fully done. Now, I did purposely leave over here where it comes open on our diamond shape here. I left decent amount of space. So here and here, because I like the idea that from that side we'll have an entrance, and then from that side over there we'll also have an entrance. But you know, we may do a couple of other things, like there might be some things hidden in between here that we gotta like try and get to, or we'll make a specific path for. But yeah, this is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be really cool to see, actually. This actually this filled out a decent amount already, but this actually kind of looks cool. So it is also about to be nighttime. I guess we'll just leave that. So I am just going to teleport back. I don't usually always teleport back unless I'm like trying to, you know, show you guys some other stuff or talk about a couple things that we're doing. But we are going to actually, let's come here first. So during one of our sessions, we built a whole tree farm. Super nice. We can actually just flip this lever here, and then it will keep dropping the TNT at some point. There we go. Yeah, so, and then we'll just continuously drop it. This right here holds all of our bone meal, which our bone meal is being stored in here. This is a lot of the trees that we already got. We got decent amount of wood already. I needed a ton of wood for a project that we will, as I said, get towards the end. The end is where I do want to kind of talk about it, because it'll wrap this up pretty nicely. So we have this here. I do already kind of have an idea of what I want to build here for this huge wood farm. And the reason why I picked here is because while we are from the most part in the center, this felt like a good area that was cleared of trees. This was naturally already like this. So this was already cleared of trees. I was like, oh, well, maybe we'll just do something here. I want to build a whole like sawmill type of area here. This area, actually, let's come back. Let's come back to our, it's a lot of noise. I recognize it's a lot of noise. We're just going to place these here for right now. So this is my very first rail station. I want to actually have a ton of these all over. Over here though, in this ground area is actually where I spawned into the world. So when we spawned into the world, it's somewhere right in here. Oh, these guys are almost fully green. I mean, it's cool. I like that they're almost fully green, but they don't, we could keep them this way so they won't age, but I like them being able to move a little bit better. So we'll do that. It is kind of nice though, because we did put these in here when they were the full copper and now they're almost fully green. Anyway, this is the iron farm. So I did build an iron farm, and I recognize now, I think with some of the newer updates, is that you don't have to put it here. However, I do like this being here. This is pretty nice. We do have, you can kind of see on our map, but I will zoom in as well. We do have 4 sections of villagers here. So it actually allows for 4 golems to spawn at once and then bring everything down. This has been getting pretty full, and for a while we were actually taking this out. We have tons of iron because we've been playing so much. We have a ton of iron, but I am going to start just kind of letting it fill. The top, it will eventually get full of all the poppies, and then I really want all these to continuously get full from there. If we pop down here, which we will, I'll show you guys kind of what we have going on, why there's like running water sounds and everything. This whole area though, I do want to build a mining house on top of. I need to move the mountain that's over, but anyway, so the golems will drop down here. This is the, let me grab this one. I like how I said let me grab it and then still messed up. Okay, great, excellent. I will need to repair those. Anyway, so they will drop down here and they will drop into this lava here. These will eventually, ooh, this is also full. Oh, okay, see, so this is actually perfect for me. So iron will eventually kind of back up into here, right? Okay, just like as they do also here. All these are backed up. What I have right here is a dropper. So this dropper is currently full, so are all these. And then I just have 2 observers that face each other. This allows them to consistently, as long as I'm loaded. Sometimes when we go to the nether and come back, it stops working, so then I just have to do this, but this will eventually drain of everything right here randomly, meaning this will also get emptied, so the guys upstairs are still working. I'm actually kind of annoyed with myself about that, but it happens. I don't know why this isn't currently working. It should be. So kind of figure it out, but yeah, but you can see the iron and everything kind of floating up, will pop up. But like I said, I do want to make this kind of like into a whole like mining house type thing, like a big iron house. Okay, so they'll all come mainly into this one, just because this one is pretty much like right off of this here. However, when this starts to get full, it will start dispensing into everything else. So the iron that we just saw is all getting shot up to here now, and then is being dropped into these as it gets full. This mountain right here is actually what I want to move, or what I want to continue removing. We have already removed a good chunk of it from when we were streaming. We have a lot of these are chests over here. A lot of them are filled with a lot of sand. I do want to finish removing it. At some point we will be building like a huge docks area, but again, I do want this to be a whole mining house. So at some point this will actually be like the floor layer, and then this will kind of be like the sub basement. I'm actually kind of annoyed that it's not. I'll fix it later. But anyway, so yeah, so this whole thing here will eventually be moved. This had a good chunk of sand in it. We still actually have a decent amount of sand in here that I do need to keep removing. These are some of our original tools. Oh, this is our first bed. I thought I lost this, I'll be honest. I don't know what. And then the wheat seeds and everything else. So we did all this on stream. I do still need to remove that. That will probably be done on stream as well. But that kind of leads to over here with why I need a whole bunch of iron. One, iron's just really good already, as we already know, as being a lot of Minecraft players. But this is gonna be a whole rail station, so it's very basic right now. I still need to kind of finish decorating. We have a little bit going on. Over on this side that we can also get from the front here, we have some seating, and then we have our rails, and then kind of like another little platform that's good for seating. There are animals everywhere, and I recognize that there are animals everywhere. I was just gathering a bunch of stuff right in the very beginning, and now we're just slowly dispersing them all over the place. So anyway, these rails will go on for a while. These rails here will actually go on pretty far. This is a cow farm that I did. We do have 2 villagers in here actually as well. These 2 villagers, it's one's cooking and one's something else. I don't remember. Hi guys. Oh yeah, so we have a leatherman because of the cows, and then also the butcher again for the meat from the cows. This is also done on a live stream. A lot of these too you guys probably will see at the end of the video, where because I did record what we had done, and I do have the replay mods, so I like to use replay mods in order to kind of show you guys what I did. So originally though, there was just this bit of water here, then there was like these couple things of water. What I did is I essentially extended it. To me, it made sense. We had a whole trip for grass, which you guys will also see, and I'll also show you where we've been doing that. But anyway, I've been adding grass that's been like right next to the water, and then it goes into this like course, and then it goes back into sand. Being desert kind of, to me, makes sense. You know, I know what it's like also living in a desert. Nothing ever really grows unless you are extremely on top of it. So over here though too, I did add like a little campfire and such, a little tiny bridge. I really enjoyed. There is a chicken somewhere in here, and the chicken is because we I always tend to put chickens in a hole that viewers, my watchers over on Twitch, aren't fully thrilled with me about all the time. And one of them said for me to rescue one chicken. Oh, there it is. So this is Sushi. Yep, this is chicken Sushi. He just kind of chills here, hangs out, you know, keeps an eye on the cows, puts eggs everywhere. Let's see, does Sushi get a friend today? Nope, no friend. All right, heard. So yeah, so this is just, you know, tiny farm. I enjoy. We do have 2 cats on either side. Outside here, I do actually want to build a giant smoker. We have already kind of done it, but I want to build a better automatic one. At some point, we were just getting so many cows, and I just need to keep doing stuff. It also kind of became a little dumping block. Oh, hey, look, another brown bed. And the same thing with the water also over here, where I was kind of doing this, but this kind of leads me to over here. All these chests are empty. All these used to be very full of dirt and grass, and what you actually see over in this area, especially once we get up there, has been changed from sand to grass. So I've only done the 1 layer. I know I can just do it right on top. However, I like to make things harder for myself, so we removed a full layer, and then we'll put grass down. Now all of these should be filled with dirt and grass, except this one's not fully filled. I probably needed to repair my shovel. So these layers here will all be removed and then turn into grass. And so over here, as you can see, it does actually have a cutoff point right here. That's as far as we are going, because there was a cutoff point that I didn't want to turn this whole section into grass. What I want to do is over here, because of the water, I want to make a giant water wheel of sorts, right? Obviously non-functioning. Now we could get the crate mod. I think there's another mod that we could get, so that way things will actually like work the way that I intend. However, I like using my imagination a lot of the time. So we're just gonna build like a water wheel that's gonna bring water up from here, right? And then it's gonna bring it up. I'm gonna put like a house up here too, but maybe have another water wheel, so power, that's gonna bring water down into here. I do want this water actually to go down this way, go down here, put some water there, and then go right back down into here. For me, it's just a really like nice idea. I am probably gonna fill this up a little bit more, and then maybe bring the water back there, so that way it's all still continuously growing, all the while still being in here. But we do have, you know, lots of water wrapped around here. All this again will be farmland, so there'll be lots of scarecrows, lots of different crops. We will be growing majority wheat, but also different crops at the same time. all this I still have to change. This is actually where we ran out of dirt. Those double chests, I probably got, I think like 5 of those shulker boxes, and this is what it gave us, which is actually pretty great. I do want to finish this. Will also probably be another live stream of sorts. A lot of this will be live streamed. I do record a lot of it, so there actually may just be videos of just the quick recordings that we have. That is just, you know, hey, this is everything that we have done. This is everything that we're doing. So yeah, that tube over there, I know we passed it. I just want to make sure we're good over here. I need to grab a bed because we're gonna be doing some running around. This tube that was kind of saw where you guys see the zombie spawner right here, if you can guys kind of see that. We do have a zombie spawner, and it was actually quite nice because it's very, very close to the surface. So I rigged this up. It's not pretty by any means. However, I do want it to be a giant zombie statue coming out. We do have a couple ice blocks in there. We have ice biome very, very far north of us. I don't know if there's one closer to the south of us. We haven't really checked. But anyway, and this is all that purple stained, or I don't know what class it is. But yeah, anyway, they were down here. It was actually fully enclosed, which is super nice. But all I have to do is just flip this, get some zombies that spawn. They go through that crazy tunnel stuff and then come up here. I have not really emptied this, I think, except once, because it got so full with the meat. It was crazy. So this at some point will be revamped. I do, like I said, I really want to build like a giant zombie statue. I really like doing those things. But I like to do hard. It's not hard, I guess, but I like to do things like that where we build giant things such as that. So that is our zombie statue. For the longest time, this is actually our repairing stuff. Oh yeah, see, so you go. So you get to see them. They go up, they move here, and then they get dropped right there. Over here, since moving the chickens, is the base layer of our chicken statue. This will be all 3 chickens at some point. I have laid out the color palette so far. I think I'm gonna change, what is it, the center one, because the center one is that desert chicken that we have. We actually had a couple, I think we still have a couple over there too. This one is like that deserty chicken. This is our normal chicken. This is the purpley chicken, which is the very bottom. Underneath it is pretty loud, so I will apologize. I'm actually just going to turn that down just in case if it's a little too loud for you guys. Obviously what I hear is, you know, I can change my volume, it still not affect you guys. We have a lot of chickens up here. Just don't tell my partner, but we have a lot of chickens up here. And so what will happen is that this here will shoot their eggs. I don't know if this will ever really get full, to be honest, but it'll shoot the eggs. We occasionally get a chick. The chick grows up. It will then get put into, like, it essentially kind of gets shoved into the lava almost, but it cooks it instantly. So we have a lot going on. I've just kind of kept this more organized, so if we ever need a chicken, we have a ton, as well as the beef. But this is what we have going on here. I will be putting out different chicken farms and such. This is just what I have. I will probably dwindle those that amount of chicken though, because we really don't need that many chickens. Just kind of what we got. These guys are all of our camels. I've been working really hard to get these camel husks. They're so cool, but I hate the zombies and the skeletons that come on them. They're ridiculously hard. But I do have an area that I want to do for a sanctuary, which is up here. Up here, we are gonna just teleport all around to these places because it's easier. There's this giant hole, right? Giant hole. It's very high up here. I want to take a lot of this, I think a lot of actually right here down, maybe even some of this, fill all of this with water and just make a really, really cool camel sanctuary. That is my goal for one of the things. The other thing that we've been working on is this here. You guys will see this also in a video after this. But I've been taking all of the grass that we have been getting. As you can see, I still actually have some shulker boxes over here because we've been working hard on it. But I've been taking all of this grass and have been moving it here or anywhere that I kind of want to see fit a little bit, because I do really like a lot of the orange that we have here. But this has just been easier to take away the layers as we go, one at a time, or however long we've been doing it for a while. This whole thing here was completely covered in grass. So this is what I've, one of the things that we've been working on too is just taking all the grass from here for other projects. Also being said, let's pop back here. So at some point, needed obviously to get into the nether, I do want to build another station, another train station. So what I'm thinking is that the train station is actually going to come from here and here and be like, well, you're teleporting. Why do you want a train station? Because I teleport for the convenience right now. Like I said, I don't always do it. Half the time I'm running. We painfully walked 5 armadillos back from here and all the way back. I really don't mind it, but I want to set up a really good system so that way I'm not teleporting, right? But sometimes it's just convenient, like when I'm talking to you guys right now. So at some point, I'm thinking right here, actually, we're going to throw a nether station. So we'll be of all the nether colors, the 2 different types of woods that are in here. This at some point too will also take us up to our wood station, and then we'll have one that comes all the way up here. All the way up here you can see the 1 block. I'm gonna get to this in a moment because this leads me to my wither skeleton farm, or why we're up here is because of said wither skeleton farm. So we have been up here for the ice and everything. That's why I said it is very far, right? And then down here is the end portal. The end portal at some point I will talk about that. That is for my other project that I do want to talk to you guys about. Yeah, so we will, I think it's going to be like right here, another station. But let's just go ahead and come in here. This way you guys can see what we have done. And again, all of these are on those dual recordings. So first things first is we have our gold farm. I needed a gold farm pretty quickly because I do want to do all those rails. So I need a lot of iron. I also need a lot of gold. We do need a lot of redstone too, which I'm going to work on. I do have 4 villagers in here who we can come and trade with. It looks like they're actually ready for some trades. These have been getting very full. I think, are these pretty empty? Yeah, these are pretty empty. I don't know if this is still, oh, this is still emptying. Well, it doesn't help that if we're not in here, it doesn't fully empty. Do you still have, oh my god, you do. Okay, all right, buddy. He still has some zombie flesh where I accidentally launched them at him because our inventory got way too empty, and they're still, and they will occasionally drop, which is fine. We'll trade later though. It's usually something that I sit here and do with chat while we just chat for a little bit. Now, I realized that at some point during an update, they moved it to, or they changed it to where when these guys die, you don't always get their swords and stuff. So I have all this set up just in case we get a sword. However, I don't know if we will. Oh yeah, and then this is all in an auto sorter too. So we have 5 rows, 5 columns each, 1 for gold, 1 for the zombie flesh, and then that was basically backup for if they drop a sword or a spear or what have you. They haven't yet, unless I hit them for whatever reason by accident, or if they like pop out here and I'm like, yeah, okay, let me just take care of you guys. But we do have an AFK point up there. This we can teleport to. I would like to change it to something that we don't. And I do, mind you as well, I do have an Elytra. I just haven't enchanted it yet because I need so many other things to be done. So yeah, so you can see them all crazy dropping. And then if we come right back down here, it's just a mass amount. So we get gold very quickly, and I do mean very, very quickly. I'm sure it's all, yeah, a lot of these are pretty full, but yeah. So then this one, all the way over here, and it is pretty far. Again, this is why we have that one section of our map that's like the perfect square. It's like, but how does this work? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Hello, excuse me. Teleport. So this here, you're gonna hear a lot of clicking. Let me get rid of that clicking for a moment, because that is also kind of like what we have going on at our iron farm. So this is my wither skeleton farm. I do want to build a much different one, and I think down there, so right below us actually is where the wither skeletons will go into a portal. At some point they'll start actually coming up here. We just have to wait for a few minutes because when I get here doesn't always work like right away. You do have to give it a couple minutes, but they get transported into this portal in the overworld. They get pushed into another portal. There's a ton of them. Usually they'll come in like a huge mass. Sometimes they won't. Like I said, we'll just give it a few minutes. And then these are also, this is also done on an auto sorter. So the auto sorter, because we do occasionally get blaze rods, so we do have a blaze rod one, we have the wither skeleton head, we do have coal, and then bones. For the project I'm working on, I needed a lot of bone meal, so that was one setup. I needed a good source for coal, so that was the other reason why this was set up. And also it's just really good for repairing tools, which helps a lot. I'm just waiting for this. This one always seems to take a few minutes, which is fine. Oh, yep, there we go. I was like, I heard him. Oh, let me go ahead. Nope, done, back, nope. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna bring this back to 30%. 30% is pretty okay, I think, for a lot of people. So yeah, so they will eventually start dropping, and it does really just take us a few minutes to repair. And literally just a few minutes after it really starts going. Like I said, they have to start building up. When we're here, they already start building up into the overworld, getting into that portal, because below us is the farm that we need. And they start spawning on, or start, like, there's a golem down there, so then they start spawning to the golem. You guys will see all this, I promise. So it takes them a bit to port between the two portals, because the portals are this far from each other. So that is like one portal that's up there. Then they have to get pushed from like the portal all the way across into this one. So it's, if you really think about it, there's actually a ton of wither skeletons up there for them to be coming here to now be being pushed in. And this is everybody that has, you know, kind of made it through. So runs really fast. Especially as we start to get a decent amount, and then everything here gets, you know, pushed in, what have you. The swords, the reason why we had the clicking, the reason why it looks like this is because the swords, I have no use for the swords, right? And I don't want the swords to back up my system. So the swords will then come into here. We just have to have that face like that, and then they get pushed into there. This way too, we don't ever really have to worry about a backup. This is all pretty full. I'm happy for it to keep getting filled. We always kind of tend to need bones. The same thing with coal. The coal we're gonna need a ton of, so this is really handy. And with the skeletons, you know, I need to start getting beacons. We still don't have any beacons. As soon as I got in here, I was like, this is kind of like my plan that I want to do, and let's start doing it, and let's start figuring out how we get about it. So yeah, and then these two farms, for both of them, their centers are lined up perfectly with each other. So I kind of want to build like a good highway off of both, to connect them and, you know, get them working, build something really cool. We do still have access that goes all the way down into the nether as well, so I didn't lose that access. I do want to take some time to really blow all that out, but we already know how hard it is to blow out bedrock. So yeah, but that brings me to my last thing here, this top of the pyramid. So we're actually going to teleport here. I have here 726 double chests. A lot of chests. It's going to take a lot. So at the very, 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 very tip up there, you can kind of see, I believe it's raining right now, so that's why it's all kind of misty, is the very top of the pyramid. That is the highest build point that we can go. That being said, this pyramid does also stretch all the way that way, which we kind of can't see right now. Let's go ahead. Let's bring this up. We'll bring this up. So there we go. Now you can kind of see it. So it goes all the way down. If you follow my cursor, it ends like, I think just below my cursor. Or if you look at it on the map, it goes all the way down into the ground. I'm going to be building a massive, and I mean a massive, like 8 days just to collect sand worth of a pyramid. That's all out of the smooth sandstone. which also the reason why I have to take 8 days to collect said sand. And that's literally like 8 straight days. That's not sessions. Like if I was leaving my computer on 24/7, it would take 8 days of sand to make the compressed sandstone to fill 726 double chests worth. Now I was going to do 725, however I needed a even number, and I could have done 724, but I already settled on 725, and I'm like, wait, I need an extra, so 726. This way too, you know, we're gonna, this is how I'm gonna keep track of how many stone or the sandstone blocks, whichever the smooth ones are, how many we have actually placed. We have already placed, I think, almost a grand right here, but this is for a contest. So over on Twitch, if you guys aren't following, if you guys are already following, we're gonna be doing a thing, and you got to do it when I'm streaming on Twitch. So we're gonna have, I don't have a great name for it, but this is pretty much what I'm leaving it as, the Great Pyramid of Insert Cool Name Here challenge. There is a contest going on where viewers are figuring out how much of the smooth sandstone will be placed at the end of this. The sand's not going into it. The sand and everything else, for me, the extra numbers that I have, is because I like the logistics of it. Like, how long did it actually, you know, how many days did this actually take? How much sand did I actually use? That type of thing, because I like to put those numbers in there because I'm always curious. But we're talking a lot of blocks. So again, over on Twitch, when I am live, the rules are you got to be following. Okay, you got to tell me a number as well, and it has to be at least 6 digits. So like N7 Vulcan here has 620,000, Sushi has 946, B Tempo has 749. This is their guess. Whoever's the closest, I do have a prize that's going to happen. The last day of entry for this is June 13th. So there is still a few weeks till that date. But oh yeah, there we go. Now it's like more clear. Yeah, so it goes all the way down there and it goes all the way up. And we're not talking, I'm not going to fill the whole thing. The whole thing's not going to be solid. There's no way that's happening. At least not right now, and at least not in this playthrough currently. I'm not saying it won't ever happen. I'm just saying in general for right now, it's literally just the outside. The inside, we're probably going to take everything out and make it fully hollow. I haven't decided yet. But we have until June 13th. I'll probably start the build closer to the end of June, because I need some time to get all the sand. I haven't gotten any of it except what's up there, but I have already counted what's here, right? So I already have that number down. It was actually 757 blocks. So 757 blocks for one corner, and this is being done by 3s, except the very tip top. So if we teleport to the very tip top, we have the 1, we have the 8, which is essentially 9. Don't worry about that one. Okay, that one, this one was already counted in here, but everything else going all the way down there is done by 3s. So if we do the same thing, if we kind of keep the same angle, it's gonna go down pretty far. Now, also with that, what I do want to keep in mind for you guys is when I'm doing this, I'm leaving the world exactly the way it is. I'm not changing anything. So with that being said, that if there are parts of this that go into a crevice, great. If parts of it don't, great. Once it hits ground, it's not being, I'm not gonna dig out the ground to put this in there, because I want it to look like all of the sand and everything has gone around it. The same thing with the water. If we get into water, then I'll keep building until I hit something. And then, if it clears up, like let's say if we get down there, right, and then the line is going this way, oh, we hit sand, hey, we hit the block, all right, then that level is pretty much done, and I'm not going to continue. Like I said, I really want it to look like the world has completely been, either erasing from it, like we're seeing more and more, and oh my god, this actually goes on forever, or where this has been covered by sand and now we're just uncovering it, type of thing. So this is what we are going to do. Now, like I said, you guys are more than welcome to join. You do have to join over onto Twitch when I'm there. You guys can follow anytime. However, to tell me and to enter, I need you guys to do it when I'm live. So this way I can come and do it right away. So that way you guys get on this board. This board was actually a lot larger. We had it extending quite a bit here, but I really needed to get these chests here. I'm not saying there won't be more chests. I'm not saying that there will be less chests. However, 726 chests was my idea of, this is what I'm going to start with, where I think the number is going to be. That's going to completely fill this whole thing. But we're going to, that's why we're making a contest. We're just going to have some fun with it, which is what I essentially like to do. So yeah, that's everything that's been going on. At the end of this, I will be throwing all those videos there on the quick builds and things that we have already done. There are some things I do like to do as well, or I will do with you guys versus what I just do with chat. But for the most part, a lot of this is being done when I'm just hanging out with chat. We're just relaxing, enjoying our time. I do need to move everybody. I need to move everybody. They always get so loud every time I come back. Yeah, but thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching this. If you guys would and hadn't already, please subscribe so that way you don't miss any future episodes, or this way you can see whenever the craziness happens. Oh, that's right. Underneath this, real fast, I did also build myself a little area. These are good. This is what we're kind of sorting some things into, because like I said, we have been to the end, and then I do have my whole enchanting area. We will have an underground railroad that will eventually lead up to the ones up top. My armor for the longest time, as well as down here. Yes. This finally did oxidize. Nice. I like watching it oxidize. The copper's fun for me. Yeah, but thank you guys for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Make sure to hydrate, and I'll see you guys later.